Hello everybody and welcome back to more Dragon Age Origins. So I was doing a lot of inventory shifting. I switched around some weapons because Sorsha last time she leveled up I gave her mastery of dual wielding or whatever it's called. She can now wield two long swords, so I've given her that. Liliana's got her hand-me-downs and a new dagger called the Beastman's dagger or something like that, and so she's holding those. And I gave Alistair a Templar armor because currently it's the best one that he can wear. It's kind of ugly, I don't really like it, but there you go. Oh, and Sorsha is also wearing new armor that's kind of old actually. Old as in I've had it in my inventory for a while now. It's the Warden's armor for the Warden Commander, whatever. Liliana's got the Drake Scale armor. Morgan's got a new hat. Morgan. Okay. Great pronunciation there. What is this? Beajome. That's the guy who... Yeah, I was looking at my journal before, I remember reading this. Beajome. Hello.
Ah, a fellow traveler of the fair lands. Are you a seeker, perchance? My packs are light, but I have a tome of strange origin. The Deus V Eternus, rumored to be the last message to a sinful world from the Maker himself.
Not so strange, since I have 5 copies.
Ah, will the wonders of this all too small a land never cease? Well, they will for you. Get them!
Haha, you made the funny. Whoa.
Ahead.
That's why I wanted the volume control, but alas, I can't.
And there's a light this part.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Chain lightning is happening, and I do not like it.
I'll get you a light.
I forgot about the mage.
My back. Someone's gonna fall and it's sure.
Lily. We're using a lot of health pots here.
Won't be me.
You're kind of in a tough spot. Let's wait one moment. Not nice. Oh shit. Not nice at all. She's gonna die immediately, yeah. It's okay though, we got this. We got it. It's fine. Drink a potion now.
Stars.
Right away.
There we go. Oh, look at her health. 3. Oh god, Lily, I am so sorry I'm so bad for you. Or bad to you, rather. I completely did not take the mage into account. I feel like I always start this game like this, where I just don't pay attention to it, and then the game punishes me for it. Just like, hey, hello. You're on hard difficulty, by the way. Might want to pay attention. Alright, well that was that. And yep, that quest is gone. Actually, I didn't even mean to start recording here, which is why my beginning was so kind of jumbled and weird. I was actually on my way from my inventory slot thingy to... or inventory...
What do you need?
Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't mean to talk to you. I meant to move the camera. Yeah, I was on my way back here because I remembered that we have that, not the Mages Collective, this one. Watchguard of the Reaching. Because we did this before,
What do you think will
or
happen?
during.
I don't know if I have
What? Why did he stop talking? Because the other NPCs started talking? Shame. Hello, children.
I heard the Templars talking about chasing down a Malefica yesterday.
Oh my god, you can't talk to the girl.
Oh, come, swift sword, and deliver me that I might find the Maker again.
She's so scared still. Come on.
Thank you.
I dread to think of what might have become of us if you hadn't come along.
I think we'll be all right now, thanks to you. The children are already a lot calmer.
Yeah, that's great.
Now
Hello, word?
later.
Nice cone of cold. And take some of this with you. I'm sure you'll appreciate it. Sorcerer, are you
Is it time
standing
to
in
kill-
that shit? Yeah, you are.
Something.
Of course you are. Well, that went.
So that thing was
Great.
just random thought? How powerful were the minds that unleashed it?
Random thought. What are you talking about? Showered. A collection of powerful but undirected thoughts coalesced into the Fade. Or coalesced in the Fade. Such a being is in direct opposition to singular focus and drive, distraction made flesh. The mind or minds that loose this within the Fade must have been powerful and ancient indeed. Interesting. Usaris and a bunch of stones. Usaris, the Dragon Slayer. In the company of monsters he went, down the empty wolf road after the dragon, to the lands where the ice is like steel, and the ice or air grows thin as a beggar, and every rocky path is strewn with the bones of the lonely dead. There Dane dwelled, and 50 swords were worn to rusted ruin before at last they found the caves of Fenshal, ancient keeper of the mountains, bane of wolves. Dane sought a way in which the dragon might be felled. Fiend of fire and talon, its scales brighter than any warrior's mail, teeth greater than men. And all around the slumbering worm were bones, wolves, men, beasts beyond counting. The fume of death frightened even the wolf packs, and Dane, desperate, crept into the cavern to seek the monster's death alone. There, shining among the death like a star, his hand found a sword, Usaris, forged by the dwarf smith of the Almari Lord long ago. Or for an Almari Lord. Waiting age after age to be taken into battle once more, and this Dane freed from the earth and struck at the eye of the dragon, still sleeping, with a swift, terrible blow. And Fenshal woke, wroth, only to die. From Dane and the Werewolf. The legend of the blade Usaris predates Andraste. The sword that Dane found in the dragon's treasure hoard, which he used to slay both Fenshal and the werewolf, was passed on to his son Hafter. Dane may have been fiction, but Hafter was fact. In 140 Divine, he led the Almari tribes against the darkspawn that flooded into the Ferelden Valley from the Dwarven lands. He not only drove back the horde, he also then defeated the combined forces of the Avars and Chastened, who hoped to take the advantage of the chaos. His victories earned him such respect from the tribes, he was named the first Terran. After years of ruling the valley in peace, it is said that Hafter left Ferelden, sailing into the unknown east of the Amaranthine Ocean, with the blade still in hand, never to be seen again. So, how exactly is it that it came to rest here? Who knows? But, lady, you're glowing.
Come, swift sword, and deliver me that I might
What
find
the
Maker
hell is
again.
that? I don't know, but whatever, we got a sword, we're out. Alright, and for the rest of this episode, I thought we would take some time to talk to our companions.
What do you need? Ask away.
So, what can a Templar do exactly?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
Holy crap, Kisona, shut up. Stop barking. Jesus. Anyways. So, couldn't others learn these talents?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
So you were addicted to this lyrium?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away, either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
Lucky you.
What do you need? Ask away.
So can you teach others to be a Templar?
I suppose I could. But I really would rather not.
How
When the
come?
Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word.
Very well.
Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
True.
What do you need? Ask away.
So tell me about the Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Is there a headquarters somewhere?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
Wonderful. So where are the nearest Grey Wardens from here?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
That kind of makes me wonder, though. He says weeks to get there and weeks... Well, and I would assume weeks to come back. How long is this game in terms of, like, in-game time? Who knows? Anyways. So what happens now? No, there's just two of us.
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Well, we need to start rebuilding the Order?
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
What would happen if we just left?
Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need? Ask away.
More about
Such
the
as they
Grey
are.
Wardens? No.
About
Okay.
What do you need? Ask away.
So why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
You're wearing it now. Funny, number 2. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you wear it. Well, you're seeing him now, Sorsha. Well, I thought Templars wore heavy plate mostly.
That's just in public. In private, we have these yellow and purple tunics, right? Much more comfortable, and you don't break the beds when you jump on them during a pillow fight.
You had a lot of these pillow fights, I take it.
On confession day, we could go all night. Being a Templar isn't all about chasing men in skirts and hiding behind priests, you know. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
I do want to know, yes.
Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right, if you insist. It's not like we have anything better to do, right?
Right.
The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
What did you enjoy about it?
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
I guess my home is with the Grey Wardens now. With you.
It is. I didn't know you felt that way. We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good, either way.
They can be rebuilt.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Right. Whatever that is. Severin.
Here I am.
Could you teach others to be an assassin?
I'm still thinking about it. I don't yet want the crows to actively hunt me, you see. Maybe later.
Okay, sure. Oops, I didn't mean to go behind you. I meant to click on you.
Here I am.
There you are. Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Do you actually enjoy being an assassin?
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared, the authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses, even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
No, you're probably right. Like how? He certainly deserves assassinating.
I often find myself the instrument of fate, ending these lives for one necessity or another. I console myself with the notion that most of them had it coming. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
What do you say when someone says something like this to you? I don't think Sorsha would really enjoy killing I don't think she would really agree with this. I take no pleasure in killing.
It is not pleasure, per se. Nothing sexual.
I didn't say it was
is more a
sexual.
sense of satisfaction. A
What the
feeling of
fuck, Severin?
power. Does that make sense? No matter. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules. Oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
Why not? You can do whatever you like.
Whereas I am content merely doing what I happen to be good at. It's a talent that not many come by, honestly. I don't see why I need not pursue it. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
Well, that's a great way to think about it.
Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me a little bit about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Don't you want to go back?
It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
I was born in Highever, in the north.
Oh, I have never seen that place. I am sure it has its charms, and its dogs.
Like Kisona? Yes.
You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be, but not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home, more than anything else.
You sound like you've been away from home forever.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Your home is still there, Zevran. Or Zevran, as you pronounce it.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful grey warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not.
Now you're flattering me.
I say you are beautiful because it is true. Should I not?
Don't bother. I'm on to you.
I'm not sure that that's the route I would take, were I to continue old habits, but as you wish. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Whoa, -8. Holy. Is it because I turned off his flirting attempts?
Here I am. Oh, this should be good.
Just checking if there was
Here I
anything
am.
left in there. Do I want to discuss something personal?
Again? I'm game.
Never mind. I thought there would be something more, but I guess not. Lily.
You've seen and touched Andraste's ashes. They are the holiest thing on this earth, the remains of the Maker's chosen.
I would not have disturbed them but for the Jarl's sake.
I know, it seems almost irreverent to use her as a curative. And it is also a tiny bit morbid. I
Yeah.
do not know if I am worthy to look upon her.
Kind of is. Andraste fought for everyone. She belongs to us all.
Yes, of course, but it still is something to be in awe of.
Indeed.
Yes? Well, here I am.
What was life like in the Chantry cloister?
Quiet.
Chantry, sorry.
It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
Condescending? How so?
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
Why not? So what did you say to them?
What can I say to them? What they believe is what the Chantry says, and the Chantry is infallible, yes? Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now. Yes? Well, here I am.
Any tales?
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
I kind of don't really want to go into story time, I don't think. Wait, actually?
Yes?
Oops, no.
Well, here I am. Of course I do. I love stories.
Let's ask
far
her
too much
for
to keep
stories
them
from
to myself.
Orlais, because that's where she's from,
Everyone
right?
should be able... Of course, Orlesians enjoy telling stories. I shall tell you my favorite tale of Aveline, the Knight of Orlais.
Go ahead.
A long time ago, a girl child was born to a farmer. He had hoped for a son, not a daughter, and so he told his wife to abandon the child in the woods. Before the cold could claim her, the baby was found by a tribe of Dalish elves who took pity on the poor mewling thing and raised her as their own. Aveline, for that is what they called her, grew strong and quick and clever under the guidance of the elves. She learned to wield the sword as well as any man, could kill a deer with an arrow at 100 paces, and was as graceful on the back of a horse as she was on foot. Aveline's Dalish guardians saw that she could easily best any Orlesian chevalier in battle, and wanted to show the cruel humans the child they had left to die. They bestowed upon her a fine horse and armor, and sent her to prove herself to her people in the grand tourney. Now in those days, no woman was allowed to take up arms, let alone compete in the grand tourney, but Aveline kept her helmet on and was not discovered.
Go on.
Aveline won many events and gained the approval of the adoring crowd. Eventually, she came face to face with the knight Kaleva in the grand melee. Aveline had already bested him in the joust, and Kaleva was determined not to lose a second time. Out of desperation to regain his honor, Kaleva tripped Aveline and tossed her to the ground, ripping off her helmet as he did so. Silence fell upon the arena as Aveline was revealed. Kaleva declared the previous competitions invalid. A woman had taken part, and this was not allowed. But the crowd cheered for Aveline. Kaleva was furious, for he had lost to a woman and was now being shamed. Blinded by his rage, he forced Aveline to her knees. "Know your place, woman," cried he, and slit her throat.
That's terrible.
The son of the king, Prince Freyan, was present. He recognized Avelin's skill and bravery and began to see the injustice done to the women in his land. When he was made king, he rewrote the laws of Orlais so that women could also become chevalier. He honored Aveline and knighted her after her death. And to this day, any female who is knighted reveres Aveline the Brave, for she is the patron of all women chevalier.
That's kind of sad. Sad way for such a talented woman to go. Aveline, though. Wasn't that the name of the knight from Dragon Age 2? Maybe? Actually, before I talk to Win, I'm gonna cut the video off and I'll continue this chatting session next time.